It's Don Brown. Yeah, I'm a fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Play good, be humble. Number 17, the captain. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Hey, I'm a Buffalo fanatic. Just like Rico, going live, talking to my people. Cause the team's driven like West Hurt. Other teams can't, it's a repo. The opponents gotta call up triple O. Bills Mafia, we heating up, we too electrical. We got bean the plug, electric show. We wired up, hit up Rico, he fired up. We know where we stand on a power ranking. Other teams fans in the comments hating. We block them all, we protecting Josh. Salute to him.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rico back at it again. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, peoples? What's happening? Welcome to another week, another show with your guy. Welcome. Hit that like as you guys come into the room. Listen, man, short show, quick show, couple things I want to get off the chest real quick, and then you know what I mean. We get to it. We get to it. Salute to the chat real quick. My man, Big Papa Bill. I see you, brother. What's going on? What's going on, fam? My man, Cinco. Ryan, I see my man Ryan's in the chat. I see you guys. What's up, Alton Venezuela? I got you, man. I see you, Charlie Keel. I see you, Charles. What up, people? Listen, I got a couple things I want to get off the chest. Hold on. Breaking news, just kidding. New receiver added to the Bills. Christian Wilkinson with a K. Christian Wilkinson with a K. So you know he's special. He's probably going to do something big things. What are we looking at? We got a 6'1", 214-pound receiver. 3 years in the league, not a whole lot of action. A lot of reserve, a lot of touch plays here and there, touch moments, but nothing to really like write home about and say, oh, could this be the guy that sneaks in? I mean, you can never say never, but chances are this is more of a, okay, let me see what you got. Your agent's probably called and say, hey, man, give my guy a shot. Who knows? You never know how these things do play out. But my man Donnie's like, boom. Damn, man, give this guy a chance, man. He didn't even touch down in Buffalo yet. Give that brother a chance. He might go ahead and shock some people. You just never know these days. You just never know. My man Donnie Foster comes in and says, yo, Bean signs another practice squad bum from the Raiders. Instead of Keenan Allen or Chris Olave, he wastes money on some bum just like wasting money on Trey White and Jackson. Listen, man. Sometimes at the end of the day, it's not like Bean is sitting here going, all right, I see Keenan Allen's just sitting there. Let me just offer him, you know what I mean? $800,000, he'll come through. Keenan Allen's gonna be like, yo, don't waste my time, bro. My money, I want my monies. And Bean's like, I'm not gonna waste your time by doing that. So I mean, yeah, those guys are out there, but you gotta offer them the money. They gotta see the money. So we'll see how that plays out. By the way, there's an opportunity that with this StreamYard, what I'm using now, you can actually show the live chat on the screen. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we'll see if I can mess with that. They could make it a little bigger. You can hardly see the chat at the bottom right, but we'll mess with that a little later. That's okay. All right, so new receiver added to the squad. We'll see. Maybe make some competition. He'll put some film out. Maybe he gets picked up by somebody else. You never know with these things. But I did want to come out here, and before mandatory minicamp starts, second week of June 9th, 10th weekend. So there's some time in between where, you know, it gives us an opportunity to talk about some of these guys. So are there any players on this team that are sneaky? They can make some noise. If not this year, maybe for next year, meaning setting themselves up this year by making some splash plays and then really coming on the following year? Or is there someone on this roster right now that we're not really paying attention to and could be a difference maker on this team? Has anybody stood out to you guys thus far? Or is it just what it is? What you see is what you got. We're bringing a whole lot of guys back, so there's really not going to be much change. Offensively, you can get away with that because we know what's up on the offensive side of the ball. We know who's our quarterback. We know who's our running back. We know who's our receiver-ish. We can certainly talk about that. And then obviously, you know who's on the O-line. The O-line is as good as it's gonna be, like right there. And we've added a couple pieces in the draft. Obviously, one piece actually with Lund. And then you got Alec Anderson that's on the squad. So there's gonna be some competition, right? There's gonna be some competition. So we'll see what takes place. So who are your hidden gems? People you should be paying attention to. I'll start off with this, man. I I'm not saying this is clickbait. It's not clickbait. The topic is not clickbait. But you stupid. Oh my God, it's Rico Buffalo Fanatic. You're an idiot. You're a fool. You're a real one. All right. So I'm not saying that these individuals that I'm going to name are like, whoa, watch out for this guy. But it's someone that we should pay attention to and not just gloss over, right? Because we did that kind of last year with a little bit with Mac Hollins slightly, where we added a camp body. I wouldn't call him a camp body. I certainly would not call Mac Hollins a camp body, but we added a depth piece that if he does something, he does something. We've seen some good things from him in the league, but that was eons ago. And then he comes out and is the leading receiver on our squad in terms of touchdown reception. So, and then he ends up being one of the fan favorites. I mean, forget about him having barefoot walking all over the place. But when push came to shove, he made plays when Josh Allen called him to make plays. So you can never really, you can't sit here and what's gonna go down. So hidden gems. Who do you think is going to really step up and be a difference maker, or someone that makes you go, okay, I see you this year, and I'd love to see more from you next year, but I see you, right? One of those moments. So I'm hoping that you guys can talk to me in this regard. My man James Mountain says Palmer. Palmer's one you want to pay attention to. My man The Real says, yo, Kaden Prather, I think is how you spell it. No, it's not that. It's not how you spell it, brother. Prather is how you say it. But yeah, hey, listen, Kaden Prather could be one that people are looking forward to. Signified Note says, yo, Joey Bosa, if he's healthy, which is a big if. There's a lot of places, right? So where I want to start is on the defensive side of the ball. And I'm going to start. Let me just get my banners up real quick so we can get that rocking. And there's no specific order here, by the way. Just want to give you a heads up. No specific order. Just wanted to kind of just get in there and start talking about certain players that we should pay attention and we shouldn't, in a sense, dismiss some of these players. He's just on the squad because this and that third. No, we gotta really look that up. And I'm looking at the first and foremost Derek Foster. All right. If we look at what we have at the safety position, obviously we have the second-year player coming in Cole Bishop. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Cole Bishop does. I want to see if he, takes the realm and takes the position as I'm that guy. Obviously, Taylor Rapp returning. I see big things for Taylor Rapp. He's establishing himself. Young guy. He's only 25, 26 years old, maybe 26. So he might be around for a little bit if he continues to be that enforcer that we need on this defense. And then you've got Derek Foster, and then you've got DeMar Hamlin. And I'll add in our rookie class. I kind of do, but I don't. But I guess you could, because they haven't made it official as to what they're going to take place. So I'll leave it out for now. Right? We got Jordan Hancock, obviously, that could potentially be in the mix. But I'm looking at Derek Foster, and I was like, okay, so what's the deal with Derek Foster? Right? What is it about him? And there's some intrigue about Derek Foster. So you're worried, okay, well, he didn't do much with the Commanders. Well, when you're hurt and when you're nursing injuries, you can't really go out and really perform and do what you need to do. We've seen it before. Guys that get hurt and don't perform as well because they're nursing injuries, and you want more from them than you can. Prime example, Kincaid, right? We can talk about how Kincaid underperformed or underwhelmed, but yet we have to acknowledge as well that he dealt with some nagging injuries that kept him out multiple games. So did you get your full potential out of Dalton Kincaid? No. And to be fair, you got what you got. You saw what he looked like healthy. You know what I mean? Over 70 catches, over 600 yards receiving. So you saw some potential in what he can be. Obviously, there were some factors that changed the game a little bit. You had, I mean, your Gabe Davises. You had obviously your Stephon Diggs. So when those two guys were gone, it was, some folks might say there was too much pressure, undue pressure on him to perform. That's a whole different ballgame. But I go back to Derek Foster, excuse me. If healthy, he can give you a very, very good safety. And the tandem between him and Taylor Rapp and a mix of Cole Bishop, that could be a nice force in the backfield. I'm kind of looking forward to it. There's some intrigue with Derek Forrest. So I was looking back at what Derek Forrest was able to do with the Commanders, and his 2022 season was a solid one. 16 games played. He had over 80 tackles. He had 4 interceptions that year. So he's active. He's around the football. He's where he's supposed to be. And he's a willing tackler. How good is it to have 2 safeties that are willing to get their nose dirty and get in there? So the real question now becomes, can Cole Bishop keep him from getting in there to start? Because that's what it comes down to. On paper, my assumption is it's going to be Taylor Rapp, Cole Bishop. On paper, that's what it looks like. Penned in, Taylor Rapp. Penciled in, Cole Bishop. And now I can flip my pencil around and take that eraser and be like, all right, show me what you got. Because if not for Cole Bishop's injury, we don't see Damar Hamlin, in my opinion. And I think a lot of us share that opinion, because all we heard over the offseason was how good Cole Bishop was looking before he went down with injury. And then Damar Hamlin took over and never relinquished the position, because he was a serviceable safety. You can't sit here and say, oh, he had a horrible. No, he was a serviceable safety. And then bringing him back is like, if it doesn't work out with Cole or Derek Foster, at least we know what we have in Damar Hamlin. And that's fair to say. I think he's there to hey, chill out, your depth. But if these guys don't plan out, I know what you can bring to the table, so just chill. But Hamlin may have different ideas. He may want to say, no. I'm trying to get this starting position. And one will never know. But I bring in Derek Foster because now you have a bona fide safety that is physical, 5'11", 200 pounds, has range, can cover deep, but his business is getting physical and getting in there to tackle. And that's what I appreciate about this Derek Foster signing, because it's not a splashy signing. It's not one that kind of, that's got you like, oh, watch out, right? When we brought in Micah Hyde, we signed him to a big time deal. So I think it was, at the time, it was like a 5-year, $35 million deal, something like that. And then you brought in Jordan Poyer. You didn't really know too much. I didn't know a thing about Jordan Poyer. I just knew that, hey, Cleveland Browns safety, couldn't catch on, and away we go. Send that brother in. And now, 7 years later, those two were one of the best safety tandems in the game. So I kind of am very much intrigued in what Derek Foster can bring to this team. It's not like he's coming off, an amazing season where you're like, okay, he's coming off where it did not work out with him in Washington, not because he's some scrub, but because opportunity wasn't there. They're already established with who they have over there. I think they're Cam Curls or something like that. They got guys over there where they're like, yo, we're good over here. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to let you ride. And this McDermott defense, this McDermott-Babbage combination. Anybody that comes from somewhere else that comes onto the squad, they perform, because it's a great scheme. It's a great system. And if you're willing to put the work in and you got the athletic ability, why not? You could flourish in this defense. You can absolutely flourish in this defense. So I kind of like where this is going. And you have a safety that's under 30 years old. You got 2 safeties under 30, bro. Let's roll. But Cole Bishop is going to have a lot to say about this. Now, what does Derek Foster bring I keep saying Foster, for crying out loud. Forrest. I keep saying this brother's probably watching this saying, what is going on? This brother don't know my name. What's going on here? Derek Forrest, excuse me. Apologize, and y'all never even corrected me. Look at me making mistakes. All right. So when you have this guy coming through, what does he bring to the squad? So looking at some of the film, looking at some of the when teams get guys that they release, it's usually one of these situations where it's like, good riddance. I want nothing to do with this guy. This guy was a bum. You get a lot of that, right? I mean, listen, name a player on the Bills that was once on the Bills and is now somewhere else where we had lots to say about said player. I mean, random one that just came to my mind, Tremaine Edmonds, right? Some folks love Tremaine Edmonds, and some folks were like, fam, good riddance, over pursue. Go ahead and go pay that brother over there. It's just what it is, right? Gabe Davis, most recently. Bro, peace. You're out of there. Gabe Davis now a free agent. Where he decides to go, we'll never know. So with Derek Forrest, this move could be a good one for us. So what does he bring? First of all, his physical play style is what he brings. If you go watch some of the film, you go watch some of the highlights on YouTube, all you'll see is big hit, big physical guy. He loves to get himself dirty, loves to get in the mix. So you pair that with this defense that we're about to bring to the field, and I'm anticipating a really aggressive and fast defense. So I'm hoping that's what we get out of Derek Forrest alongside these other guys. So what he brings to the play style is his physical play style, hard-hitting style of football, and he will get in the box. So what I like is that you got two guys willing to get in the box, but he gives you the range. He gives you the range to get to his deep thirds or whatever the case is, and he gives you the range to kind of stay man-to-man with some guys. So he has that ability. That's number one. Number two, I mean, when healthy, he's opportunistic. I mean, 4 interceptions in a year, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. I mean, DeMar had 3. So if you're around, I think DeMar had 2 or 3. If you're around the football, you're where the play is, this could be very opportunistic for a guy like Derek Forrest coming through. So big shout out to him. So physical style of play, right? Ball hawk ability, right? He can get around the ball when healthy. When you're not healthy, how much time are you spending on the field? That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. What up, my man, Brian Bowers? What up, kid? What up, kid? So big physical style play ball hawks, and he's got the ability to earn himself a role. This is the big one. It's the challenge is going to be Hamlin, my man Forrest, and obviously Cole Bishop. That it's like a 3-way competition for this position. Now, is it really a 3-way? One can surmise it is. Likely it's a 2-way fight. Derek Forrest didn't get brought over just to sit here and chill out. Derek Forrest came over to say if I can try to get a starting position. And Cole Bishop, they like Cole Bishop. That's the advantage, right? You drafted the guy in the second round. You want to give him the opportunity. So he's got to take it. So right now he's penciled in, but if Derek Foster can come through and mess up the whole plan, I don't think Brandon Beane's gonna like oppose to it. I think he's gonna be like, all right, if you're ready to go, let's roll. So to me, I'm looking at Derek Forrest, and could he carve himself a role somewhere on this team? And something interesting for us to watch in this. And what I love about this scenario here is coming to this defense, most folks do well. They come in and do well. The only person that I think that I'm thinking right now to my head that has come to this defense and couldn't carve himself a role, which is odd, is Poona Ford. Poona Ford is thriving right now. How did he not thrive in this defense? So you're like, what's going on? So keep that in mind. Just wanted to give you the heads up on that. So keep your eye on Derek Forrest. I keep saying want to say Foster. Derek Forrest, for crying out loud, coming through. By the way, shout out to my man Scott Blakely from the Shy. What up, Scotty? Scotty says Ty Johnson is my hidden gem. No, not so hidden after last year. It's so funny that you mentioned Ty Johnson, Scott, because as I was going through the roster and I'm looking at, okay, so like, who is a hidden gem? He's not hidden to the point where who was on the field, you know what I mean? When push comes to shove, when I need pass protection or I need you to go out and catch a football, who was on the field with Josh Allen and the rest of the offense in the last drive against the Kansas City Chiefs? Ty Johnson. You feel what I'm saying? So hidden gem. I'd love for it to be a hidden gem, but it's certainly not a hidden gem. That boy, he nice. They know who he is. We all know who Ty Johnson is, to the point where when they got signed back to the team, what is it, 2 year, $6 million deal? Bro, we were thrilled. We're like, yo, we've got one of the better backfields in the game. Ray Davis, James Cook, Ty Johnson. That's a heck of a trio. So keep an eye on Derek Foster coming to a mini camp near you, mandatory mini camp near you. So that's going to be an intriguing position battle to watch out for. So look for Mr. Foster. So that was my number one hidden gem, if you will. All right. Number two. Now, this one was an interesting one because I felt that it may not be now, but it could be later. Who do you presume I'm speaking about? Talk to me. Do you guys have an idea of who I could be referring to? Well, on the defense, we're going to stick to the defensive side of the football. Defensive side of the football. And we're going to go to my man Al's like, yo, Forrest Rico, for crying out loud, right? Freaking, what's up here? I gotta say, most folks might not agree with me on this one because they're gonna be like, yo, what are you tripping? But there's something about this player that I feel it may not be this year, but this player should be someone that we pay attention to for next year. And that's Javon Solomon. And right off the rip, if you watch Javon Solomon and you watch him when he has his opportunities, his motor runs freaking hot. That motor don't stop. 6'1", about 250, give or take. Most will say he's undersized. And look who we brought to the squad. Look at the size of the guys we brought to the squad. This guy I don't know if he fits the bill. But I'm a fan of Javon Solomon. I was a fan when we drafted him, and I'm still a fan now. Now, it may not be this year that he puts it together, but I bring him up as a gem because when he does have opportunity, when he does have his moments of jumping in and getting on the field, bro, all you see is him whizzing by and creating havoc. And I think when he had a couple sacks this year, dude, he's on the money. He is on it. Now, can he push for a spot this year? It's tough. With the guys that we brought on, you got Michael Hoyt suspended. Larry Ogunjobi suspended. So it's a numbers game at this point. But I'd like to see him. If he's on the inactive list, I'll take it. But I'll tell you this. This guy's a guy that you want to watch for next year. So what is it about Javon that I'm like a fan of? Well, I mean, listen, I just said it earlier. His motor runs hot. If you pay attention, you watch the games that he's been part of in late game or moments when he's got his opportunity, he takes full advantage of his opportunities. Motor runs always hot, always in pursuit. You see him, he's always running to the football. You love to see it. And I mean, all the guys do it, but there's guys that do it at a high level and guys that are fresh-legged, young like this guy here. I think he does great. You got to go back to Troy. At Troy, the guy had 33 sacks in his career. All right. 33 sacks in his career. And his last year, 16 sacks. 16 sacks in his last year. So I'm not saying like, oh, watch out for this guy. He's going to do big things. I'm paying attention to him for next year because we're going to have to make a decision on Joey Bosa, whether Joey Bosa returns. Does he get hurt again? Do we bring him back? What's going on? That's number one. Number two, AJ Epinesa, although I don't think he goes anywhere this year because I was thinking, oh, maybe he gets traded. I was looking at his contract, bro. He ain't going nowhere this year. Next year, that's a whole nother ballgame. Maybe they move on from AJ Epinesa. And then here comes Solomon in his third year, right? Yes, size is obviously it's going to matter when you're playing in the trenches. But you put him in third down situations, you put him in pass rush situations, I like his chances. I love his chances. He's fluid, quick, motor runs hot. My man is he doesn't stop. He keeps going. I remember seeing a play, whiffs on the quarterback, gets back up, and still was making a play to rush the quarterback and get him out of there. Bro, there's no quit in this guy. So Javon Sullivan may not be this year, but next year, I can see a lot of things going on. 33 sacks in his collegiate career, 16 sacks his last year. In 2021, he had 11 sacks. So he knows how to get after the quarterback. You spent time with Von Miller. You spent time with a solid defensive front, right? Greg Rousseau has been your teammate this whole time. Bro, I really like good things coming from him, but it just may not be now. It might be too soon. So we'll see how it shakes out. So, and he has a breakout opportunity. And I say a breakout, not you got to break out this year. He's going to be that guy. No. He's got a chance to break out for potential, right? Breakout potential, which absolutely gives him opportunity. So if you get your opportunities and you take full advantage of the opportunities you get, bro, take those moments, make big plays out of them, and that keeps you, in the forefront of people's minds, saying, you know what, this guy's gonna be nice. He's just not ready yet. Let him develop, let him hit the gym a little bit more, let him get a little more size, and let's go. But I think that he could be something. I ain't saying, watch out for this guy because he's gonna be that guy, but he's someone to pay attention to. May not be this year, but could be next year. We'll see how that all plays out. By the way, shout out to my man Greg Schneider. Says, yo, man, bro, where'd you get that hat, bro? Where'd you get that hat? I appreciate you, bro. I got it at Lids, believe it or not. That's a lie. I didn't get it at Lids. I got it at a Source for Sports. I didn't think I would see something like this at Source for Sports. And I think I was getting goalie gloves for my daughter. And I was like, what? A Bills hat in Source for Sports? All right, shoot. You ain't got to ask me twice. Ring it up. You guys probably don't even know what a Source for Sports is. So it's a little sports store, like a goods. Is it goods? Dick's Goods? Dick's Sporting Goods? That's kind of like what we have. Your Dick's Sporting Goods is our Source for Sports. Anyway, so Javon Sullivan. Pay attention to Javon, man. I'm everyone likes the underdog. So he would absolutely be an underdog in this situation. He would absolutely be an underdog. So I look forward to seeing how that shakes out. So as we proceed, I'm going to jump into a few more players that we should pay attention to. What I'm going to also do is I'm going to try something new. I'm going to let the chat ring up on the side. So when you guys are commenting, it'll show up on the screen. Just don't be a bozo and put some ridiculous things, because I'll just remove it. Anyway, let's move on. So I've talked about two players now. Is there anybody that stands out to you guys that could be a player that we should pay attention to? Who stands out? Who is something that we're like, you know what? I'm not saying he's going to do something, but he's a gem that we should just keep him covered for now and then brush him off later on and then let him shine. Anybody stand out to you guys? You guys let me know in the chat, and we'll keep it pushing. So my man said, Billy D says, yo, Solomon is getting 10 sacks this season. Bro, if he gets that amount, that means something went horribly wrong. Something went horribly wrong on the defense, and Javon Solomon's getting all that time. I'll take it, but I don't like it. I don't think it's his time yet. It's not his time yet. All right. Hidden gems. I'm going to go to the offensive side of the ball. The reason I'm going to the offensive side of the ball is because I'm curious. And that's why I'm waiting for minicamp to show up when everybody shows up, because I want to see how it's going to shape out and how things are going to flow. And I'm looking specifically at the receiver room. And if I'm looking at the receiver room, hold on, let me see if this is what I wanted to see. Perfect. I'm looking at the receiver room, and I'm curious. If you take a look at this receiver room, folks, right? Josh Palmer, Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, Tyrell Shavers was a bit of a fan favorite a little bit when he got his time and did his thing. Jalen Virgil. Nobody knows a whole lot about Jalen Virgil, right? But maybe we'll see a lot more out of him this offseason. Maybe he's put in some work. I know that boy can run. He's got a 4.3 40. He can run. Laviska Shenault, also someone to pay attention to. And then there's Kaden Prather. Big body, smooth route runner, potential separator, a guy that could make some noise. Here's the problem. You keep Kaden Prather on your squad, you're moving on from someone like Laviska Shenault. You're moving on. Let me go back to the roster. Oh, wrong one. You're moving on from a guy like maybe Tyrell Shavers is pushing for a spot. So I'm very curious as to what you guys, how you guys feel about this situation here. Keep this in mind too. Elijah Moore is now on the squad. That throws a whole wrench into the situation. A whole wrench. So now you're looking at Josh Palmer. He's going to be pretty much your number one. I can't say number one because we'll just say for this reason, we'll say number one. So you got Palmer as your number one. Then you got Keon going into his second year. That's going to be exciting to see what he looks like. Khalil Shakir. So there's your big three. Curtis Samuel ain't going nowhere. You got to pay that brother. Hopefully he shows up. So there's your four. So now what do you do with five? Elijah Moore. Let's just say Moore, the former second rounder, speed, route runner, separator. You got to do it. What do you do? What do you do? Now you got spot number 6 reserved for Prather, Shenault, Shavers, Virgil. I mean, some folks might not believe in Virgil, but that's fine. Bam. That's a for one spot. You need a return guy. So at the 6th spot, do you like the rookie enough? And this is where the rookie has to come in and really, really show out. But here's the problem. You got to have a special teamer. If you go to the defensive side of the football, you got Brandon Codrington. That was our return guy last year. You have some guys that can return the football. So do you keep an extra DB when you have DBs that you could really use for the sake of having a return guy? Do you just say, you know what, F it. I'm just going to put Ty Johnson back there and return footballs. I don't care. And now that way you can now keep a Prather if you really like Prather. Or Shenault just absolutely rocks it. He's quintessentially your guy to return the football. That receiver 6 spot, which is, it seems to be always a fight every year. Who's going to be receiver 6? Receiver 6 is always a damn battle. And I remember last year, it was like, who cares? It's receiver 6. They're never going to touch the field. That's what you always heard. It was like, sometimes we were sitting here, Mac Hollins might be receiver 6. That's who might be the receiver. And then Mac Hollins ended up being one of Josh's favorite targets when really trying to make a play. Codrington should be the return guy. Should be. So then does that open up the spot for the 7th round draft pick in Kaden Prather? Does Kaden Prather make this squad? Smooth route runner, big body. That's what you want. And he can separate. He can get out there. He is capable. How do you not like that? My man Ryan says Joe Marino had Codrington cut. Can't remember who he had being the return guy. See, this is why I have a challenge, because I'll tell you right, I don't know what Marino's basis was, but I can tell you it's a numbers game. It's purely a numbers game. So you brought in a Dorian Strong that is known to be sticky, man-to-man, look great. You got Trey, you got Dane Jack. Yo, I don't want to use the word stacked, but we've got bodies. We've got a lot of guys on this defensive backfield that you're like, Am I holding on to Codrington just to return footballs? Do I have to cut Dorian Strong? Do I have to cut, do I have to cut Jordan Hancock? I don't want to do that. I want depth. I want these young guys to thrive. I'm not doing that. So Codrington may have to go. I mean, they're not in love with, I don't think they're in love with Codrington. I mean, they traded him for last year. So do we go the safe route and just say, hey, Ty Johnson, you've returned before. I don't mind you going back there. Do we put a running back there? Do we put two running backs back there? I mean, those are the things that are going to have to be discussed 100%. Now, but here's the problem. My man Bland just said it. You keep a Kaden Prather, he's not a return guy. Maybe he can be a special teams guy. Everyone learns to be a special teams guy. If you're going to make this team, you best be able to make plays on special teams, because that's how you can do it. How do you think Shavers is stuck around for so long? Special teamer. He ain't a return guy, but he'll get downfield and make plays. That's how you got to do it. If you're not pushing to be a rotational part of the receiving squad, your ass better be downfield, guns a-blazing. If you're the gunner, you better pop heads. If you're on the sideline, get down there and don't get blocked up by those two guys. Do not. So there's a lot that plays into this part. 10K, what's up? He goes, nah, I don't want to see Shakir returning. Too much of an injury risk, and now you got to factor in the money. That's something that they could do too. Maybe they say, hey, we're paying you a lot of money. We're going to use you everywhere we can. And it's not like he's our number one receiver. Let's keep it a buck here. It's not like he's not our number one receiver. The ball spreads around everywhere. And if, God forbid, if Shakir were to go down, it's not like we'd be stuck, because there is Elijah Moore and there is Curtis Samuel. So there are guys that I'm sure can absolutely go back there and return the football. Hell, Elijah Moore can go back there and return the football. So, what's up? Does Prather make the squad? Do they like him enough? He's got to do enough, though. The problem is he has to do enough in camp. Because if he doesn't, we're not going to keep you around just because we drafted you in the 7th. We drafted you in the 7th. Keep that in mind as well. There's a lot that plays a part into that. So, interesting to have that conversation. I can't wait to see how minicamp turns out and who makes noise and who doesn't. I'm really rooting for Elijah Moore. I think that he'll make enough noise on the squad that there could be a connection made between. I mean, the connection has to be made, but he's got the athletic ability to really do work on this team. And we got him for a steal. So hopefully Brandon Beane strikes again and gets himself a gem that can turn into a longer-term deal. You just never know. Absolutely never know. By the way, Got Game says, Rico, why Bills playing in Houston again this year? I think they're coming to our place, actually. Are we not? Oh, no, we're on the road. It's the way the cookie crumbles. It's the way the cookie crumbles, man. I mean, look, take a look at all the games that we have at home, though. All the games that we have at home, Eagles, home. Bengals, home. Who we got? Chiefs, home. Bucks, home. So, those are big-time games. Ravens, home. So they're like, yo, we gave you a lot of these big-time matchups at home. I'm going to send you on the road against the Texans. I don't care what you think. I don't care. And when we do play the Texans, what is it, week 11 that we play the Texans? Or that's the Bucks? I think we play the Texans week 12. That's a Thursday night game, I believe. Yeah, Thursday night game. So it's on a short week. That could be fun. But we'll have the Bills. So we'll be home against the Bucks and then a short week right to the Texans. Whew, it's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough one. But we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. By the way, big shout out to my man Ryan Tungen. You know what? My man RT showing some love, man. I appreciate you, RT. You're a good man. I love that's my guy right there. That's when people showing you love. Take it. I'll take it all day, every day, man. Appreciate you, bro. All right. So shout out to my guy, Season Beast. I see you, brother. I see you, Chief. Alvarez, what's going on, man? When is the NFL going to release the new uniforms to the Buffalo Bills? Oh, they might not do that till late. They might not do that till they won't let us know anything just yet. We'll see how that shakes out. I personally don't want Shakir on the field unless he's on the field with offense. Sorry, he's one of Allen's only reliable targets. I understand he isn't receiver one, but 9 times out of 10, Allen is looking for him. I don't blame him on that too. That's true too. You gotta. I mean, who you're comfortable with in crunch time, I want him on the field. There's no question about that. I agree. No question. That's why it's going to be, it might be easy. It might not. We'll see. My girl, Kim Betts says, yo, you got to fix that bell. Girl, you ain't said nothing but a word, man. You ain't said nothing but a word. But you're right, though. It just feels better to tap it. You're right. You're not wrong. You're right, girl. You're right. All right. So, Kaden Prather, let's pay close attention to Kaden Prather. All right. A gem. One that we could or should pay attention to. By the way, my man Richie Fresh says no better place to be on a Tuesday night. SB60. I feel you. You're right. No better place to be on a Tuesday. And I appreciate you. It's Tuesday in the offseason. I don't trip at numbers. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Numbers in the offseason, bro. People ain't paying attention to the Bills right now unless they're really trying to figure out what's happening and good content. But you ain't lying, brother. Tuesday night, that's where you got to be, right here, baby. Signified knows. What up, B? This weekend was a great hate watch weekend. Tell me why. The Celtics got bodied. Angel Reese got bodied. I'll get into that. Nuggets got bodied. The Leafs got humiliated. Oh, we'll get into that one too. Blown out in their own building. Great weekend. Oof, golly. That's a handful you said there. All right, let me get into, before I get into my next gem, because I'll save my next gem, but I'll get into my man Signified. All right, Sig, let me get on you, man. Let me get on you. So, number one, the Celtics. I will always be a Celtics hater. I'm a Laker guy. I'm a Bills guy. Anything with Massachusetts, Foxborough, Boston, I ain't want nothing to do with it. Boston Celtics, Boston Bruins, Boston Red Sox, all of that. I don't even watch baseball like that. But if it's Boston, I'm out. No, I want no parts of it. And I'm glad they got bodied. I just didn't want to see the Celtics. I didn't want to see the Celtics go and win it again. And it sucks, though, because Tatum going down. But Tatum was having a good series, one game. Actually, he was out of a good series. I won't even hate. Great series. But them shots he was pulling up, man, inopportune times, turns the ball over in crunch time. I mean, listen, can't make that up. Closers close. Tatum did not close that game. You needed to. That's number one. Let's get out the way. Angel Reese. Oh, what a mess that is right now being spread all over the internet. All right. This Angel Reese situation. I don't even know where to begin with that. First of all, I'm embarrassed for Ryan Clark, and I'm embarrassed for RG3. I'm embarrassed for both those brothers, man. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Grown men going back and forth on their mics. Fam, what are we doing, man? And now it's gotten too ugly. It's too nasty now. There's no picking up the phone now. That opportunity is done with because that should have been done right off the rip. Yo, man, you out of pocket. Don't talk about my wife like that. Don't do it. Let me tell you something. For someone that is married to a mixed girl, my wife is half black, half white. So y'all will probably never realize it, never know it. She's her pops is black, mom is white. All right. And you go to her side of her dad's family. There's guys as dark as I am. If you've been to Nova Scotia, you would have to know. You wouldn't know if you're not from Nova Scotia, right? Nova Scotia is deep-rooted Canadian blacks. You mean so you can have them as light as day, and both parents are black. You just never know. All right, let me screen this down a little bit. But this whole Ryan Clark and RG3 situation is a mess. Let's go to the root of the situation. Caitlin Clark is a baller. White, black, or anything under the sun, that girl can play. She can hoop. Angel Reese can hoop as well. That's why she's where she at. but she's nowhere near the level of star power, skill that Caitlin Clark is at, right? They had their feud in college. It was cool. It was great. It was all good. And then you got to the WNBA, and the feud continues. It's cool. Everybody likes a feud if it's kept on the court. Fast forward to the push, the scuffle, whatever you want to call it, right? I know this is not football, but let me just get my rocks off real quick because you brought it up in the super chat, and I got to respect the super chat. You know what I mean? So this part of the super chat, let me bring it back up. So if you look at the freaking play, Angel Reese shoves the player in front of her ahead so she can grab the rebound. No call. Ref doesn't call it. Caitlin Clark is right there watching. She goes like this. She points at the ref like, yo, did you not see that? Play goes on. You can't just not. So she goes and does a hard foul. Basketball. Here comes Angel Reese getting up like she's going to do something. You ain't going to do nothing. Sit your black ass down. You ain't going to do nothing. All right? Plays over. Let it be what it is on the court. Now you got RG3 saying Caitlin Clark hates Angel Reese. Bro, I mean, Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. Man, how do you know that? How do you know these two girls don't be like, yo, that was actually pretty good. We played that up pretty good, right? You don't know. Play it up. The numbers are down in WMA. They ain't making no money. So if this can get people talking and get people watching, why not? You don't know that. Here are these two grown men. She hates that girl. You don't know that, first of all. You can't put that out there. You can put all the evidence of them disliking one another, but to say hate, that's a whole nother ballgame. Get into the Ryan Clark getting in there. This brother is always in some mess. Fam, sit this one out sometimes. Sometimes just shut up. You got Fred Taylor, you got Channing sitting there watching this guy just yap away. Yo, y'all got to tell him, yo, listen, you're hurting the brand. You're always in some Sage Steele, right? Wasn't he just in some big beef? He had Stephen A. Him and Stephen A. were going at it. This guy's constant beef all the time, man. I almost cussed. Be quiet, fam. Sit this one out, bro. And then he goes into, and this is where I have to get into it. Something to the nature of, yo, he keeps propping up his white wife and this, that, and the third. Fam, let me tell you something real quick. My wife all the time says, yo, I might as well break it to you. My chocolate fudge husband, or you're so chocolate, you so this, you're that. Yo, when you married someone, you prop your girl up. If that's his tall glass of milk, that's his tall glass of milk. He's proud of his woman. But the one thing I hate, I'm going to tell you this right now. The one thing I hate, I'm going to get back to football, is when guys like Ryan Clark will say, yo, you're bashing the black woman and propping up the white woman. That shit drives me nuts. Take it from me. All right. I got a black mama. I got black sisters, black husband. Yo, look at me. And you gonna tell me you have a guy like Ryan Clark that's gonna tell me something like that, so I don't take up for my mama too? Is that what I am? Just some self, bro? Shut your ass up, man. Shut up. Golly, this guy drives me nuts sometimes. I like Ryan Clark. That's the F part. I like him. But you talk like that, fam, you lose a lot of respect for people. And now RG3 saying, yo, man, ESPN should, that's not a good look for ESPN. Don't do that. Don't try to get the man fired. See, this is why it's ugly. It's ugly for everybody. Nobody wins in this back and forth. And guess what? Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese go and play hoops. And you two came me scuffling over what? Emmanuel Archer was right, man. What y'all beefing over? It looks terrible. It looks terrible. Anyway, that's that part out the way. That drives me nuts. The Maple Leafs. Bro, I was watching the game with my father-in-law. He's a big Leafs guy, huge Leafs guy. Okay. And I'm trying to get into hockey, and I actually did get into hockey. I actually told him I might start watching hockey and be a fan of hockey. And I might even open up a freaking Buffalo Sabres Fanatics. You know what I mean? Open that up. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I actually, because it's kind of like basketball, watching basketball. It's kind of like watching hoops. Bam. The Leafs, you already lost the game 6-1 2 games ago. And you go again and get pounded at home in game 7? Bro, if you're a Leafs fan, I feel for you. And I think this is how folks feel for the Buffalo Bills. I wonder if that's how people feel about people that are Buffalo Bills fans. Man, you lost 4 straight Super Bowls. I feel sorry for you. Man, that's awful. And then not only that, the Bills lose 4 straight and then go on a 20-year run of being bad. The drought. That's a long time of misery. Seriously. It's a long time of misery. That's why when fans don't know how to act right now, I don't blame Bills fans for going absolutely bonkers by saying stuff like, we're going 17-0 this year. Absolutely bonkers, but I don't blame you. We went 20 plus years of being okay. Oh, man. But where we are now, the Leafs at one point have to get there. Will they not? Let me tell you one thing. I don't know any of these players, but I'll tell you one guy that's got to go. I'm annoyed by him, is that little guy. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. You got to go. Marner, I'm watching this guy play. First of all, they're all gassed out. He's tiny. Yo, this is a man's game. I mean, you bulk up, do something. He's tiny, but you can't really do much. You're a hockey player. If you're a finesse guy, so be it. But man, my man Season B says, yo, Rico, I don't know shit about hockey, but I've been waiting to get into it. Let me know if you need a guest on Sabres podcast. How could I be a Sabres guy? I'm from Ottawa. I got to be a Sens guy. So I'm going to have to talk on my Sens, I think. Or can I be anyway, Mitch Marner, you got to go. Man, I'd give Mitch Marner whatever he wants to come to the Sabres. Then who you got on the Sabres? Anyway, I'm done with that. Let me keep moving. You got me into hockey, talking Angel Reese and all that stuff. Yo, let me get back to football. All right. But I feel for the Sabres. I feel absolutely horrible for the Sabres. Excuse me, another horrible. And Sabres too, actually, because you guys have been in some. I mean, I can't remember the last time y'all were good. Dominic Hasek was the goalie. I know that. Have you guys been good since? Shoot. Maybe I'm wrong. My man said, Got Game says, yo, Rico, what about receiver Christian Wilkerson? Maybe a gem? Highly doubtful. Because you now have to, Christian Wilkerson has to come over. You got to beat out Shavers. Shavers is a guy they like. You got to beat out Chino. You got to beat out Prather, the guy they just drafted in the 7th round. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a funny move, but we'll see. I mean, I watched some highlights and I was like, all right. My man said, yo, didn't know wifey was mixed. Yeah, wifey is mixed. So you'll notice, if you notice, look at you have to look pictures, but there's some black features that you'll see from wifey, the full lips, but then she's got blue eyes. I'm telling you, it's weird. Scotians, if you go and ask for a Scotian and you ask them about, yo, like, Scotians are weird. They'll have green eyes and have all black features. It's odd. Anyway, it is what it is. I knew she was mixed with something. And then I met her dad. I was like, understood. Then I met the uncle. I was like, understood. Cool. All the uncles got nappy hair and everything. It's crazy. Yeah, man, she's mixed. So if you look at my kids, straight up black babies. Just take a look at them. It's in the genes. Anyway, let me keep moving. I digress, and let me get back to it. My man said, Robert K says, Rico, a lot of people don't have faith in Dwayne Carter, but okay. Ooh. Robert, thank you for bringing that up because that's where I was going to go. Signify No says, yo, wasn't the Rock's dad from Nova Scotia? Yes, he was. I didn't know that until I think like 4 or 5 years ago. Anyway, Dwayne Carter is a fascinating one for me. As a rookie, there's not a lot expected from you, especially if you're drafted mid-round, 3rd round and below. Not a whole lot expected unless you come out guns a-blazing. Dwayne Carter had some good games last year. He had some solid games last year. And I think he got hurt a couple games, 2 or 3 games where he hurt his wrist. And that takes momentum away. When you get to cooking, you get to doing good things, and then you get hurt, it derails the momentum you have. Case in point, Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman had 2 straight games of over 125 yards. And we're like, okay, maybe we got something. And then boom, breaks his wrist and didn't return to the same player he was because now there's so many things you got to overcome. So going into year 2, Dwayne Carter, it's tough because like what message did Brandon Beane send to guys like Dwayne Carter? Think about that. So Dwayne Carter drafted in the 3rd round. I mean, they call him the Duke. Good, solid collegiate career. Comes to the Bills, had some good moments, some moments where he gets washed away. Like any rookie, you got to learn. But then you bring in Deion Walker. Then you bring in TJ Sanders. And now you got a full house, a full room of defensive tackles. Bro, it's a numbers game. And then you got Larry Ogunjobi. And then you got Michael Hoyt. Man, that's a full freaking house. So a guy like Dwayne Carter, where do you sit? Where you at? So does Brandon Beane? I doubt it, but I'm not putting it past him because he did it to Boogie Basham. Boogie Basham was a 2nd-round draft pick. After a couple years, they're like, it ain't working out, bro. You got to go. So could there be a situation where if they feel really good about what they have on the interior and Dwayne Carter is the guy that doesn't quite, fit, or the numbers game doesn't work and they move on from him? I would hate to see that. However, I think he's a solid player. I think he could be really good. And let's not forget, DaQuan Jones is probably going to be playing his last year. So you don't want to move on from these guys too soon because now the absence of DaQuan Jones next year props up depth players like Dwayne Carter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot to play with this. I'm a fan of Dwayne Carter. Is he it's going to be tough for him to really shine because there's a lot of guys that we're going to be paying attention to in the middle. I'd love to see it, but is he going to be one of those guys? Is he a hidden gem? I don't know. I'm not sure. I like a lot of things about Dwayne Carter, but is he a hidden gem where you're like, ooh, he can break through? Where do you see him breaking through? Is he going to be a rotational guy when Larry Ogunjobi comes back? I mean, they're paying Larry a lot of money. There's a lot of money being paid to Larry Ogunjobi. So it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Does Dwayne Carter become one of those players that he's just inactive because of the numbers game? Deion Walker isn't. I don't know. This is a great problem to have, and I look forward to seeing how it all shakes out in the end. Who do they value? Who do they not value? Are there things where a guy's just not getting it? Trade candidates. There's a lot that's going to be playing into this defensive tackle. Who do you see staying at DT? Hold on. Let me, I just want to see something real quick. It's a tough gig, man. Let me go to the Bills and I want to see what they have. Because sometimes I need to see things from my eyes, my own eyes, to see what it's looking like. So right now, if you're looking at the defensive side of the football, so DaQuan Jones, Ed Oliver. Then you got, and this is the depth chart right now as we speak. DaQuan Jones, Ed Oliver, Deion Walker, TJ Sanders. The 2 guys they drafted are sitting as 2nd stringers. Zion Log, Dwayne Carter, 3rd stringers. They ain't keeping 6 defensive tackles. Maybe 5. So the 5 will be DaQuan, Ed, Deion, TJ, Dwayne. Boom, there's your 5. In terms of defensive linemen, I think we keep about 10 linemen, maybe 11. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. Greg Rousseau, Joey Bosa. 2. Landon Jackson, AJ Epinesa. 4. Javon Sullivan. 5. Hayden Harris. Then you got Michael Hoyt. 6. And let's not forget Larry Ogunjobi. So Larry Ogunjobi, where does he show up? Fam, this is going to be something, man. This is going to be something. So 10 linemen, maybe 11. And it's a numbers game. So they keep 11 linemen. Who's got to go? Who leaves? There's a lot to play into this, man. So right now, your starters look like this. Greg, DaQuan, Ed, Bosa. There's your 4. Epinesa, 5. TJ, 6. Deion, 7. Landon, 8. Dwayne Carter, 9. Javon Solomon 10, Michael Hoyt 11, and then there's Larry Ogunjobi. Somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to go. Question is, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And I hate to, it's going to be tough, bro. It's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough one. If Brandon Beane has to make a decision, he's trading someone. He's not just going to just drop someone out of nowhere. He's trading. Question is, who doesn't step up? Zion Log is the odd man out. Huge dude, but probably the odd man out. It's a tough situation to be in, man. Tough situation to be in. Since we're at it, we might as well go to the DB room. Think about it. We're talking about DBs, receivers, and who to cut and who to keep and who's going to be the receiver 6. Look at the DB room. You got Christian Bedford, obviously, Max Hairston, Trey White, Dane Jackson. There's 4. 5, Dorian Strong. And then maybe Brandon Codrington 6 as the 6th DB. And then you got Cole Bishop, Derek Forrest, Taylor Rapp, DeMar Hamlin, Jordan Hancock. And then, let's not forget, Taron Johnson, Cam Lewis, fam. Daquan Hardy's back there too, by the way. Let's not forget Daquan Hardy for returning kicks. Bro, this is going to be something. This is going to be something. So one of these shows, I'm going to wait till maybe I might do it on a solo trip, a solo show, or I might wait till Bot and I do it. We're going to try to project who makes the squad. 53-man projection, you know what I mean? First edition. And then we'll go and keep going until we get it down pat. It's gonna be interesting. We brought in, this is what you want, though. If you're trying to get better, you gotta bring competition in. You can't just go in and say, yeah, we're running it back with the same squad. No, let me bring a few more guys in camp and let it really battle out. It feels like it's stacked, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like the roster's stacked? I might be tripping. So we talked about guys that could jump out and be potential gems. Kaden Prather. Obviously, I was talking about Derek Forrest. Foster almost said it. Derek Forrest, Javon Solomon, and and here's my next guy, Jordan Hancock. Jordan Hancock, gem, absolutely, a rookie gem. Dorian Strong could be in that competition too. There's listen, Kim, lots of competition. I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. The coaches are going to have a very hard time. Very hard time. So let's keep it pushing. I'm looking at the starters in Christian Bedford and Maxwell Harrison. You got it. Taron Johnson, nickel. Backing up Taron Johnson is Cam Lewis. Then you got Trey White backing up Hairston. Maybe Dane Jackson backs up Christian Bedford, or Dorian Strong comes in. Jordan Hancock, right now, they have him as safety. Huh. So Taylor Rapp, DeMar Hamlin, Derek Forrest, Cole Bishop, Jordan Hancock as the 5th safety. I didn't think they officially did put him as a safety. He plays everywhere. But the fact that he is coming in as on the depth chart as a safety, according to the Buffalo Bills website, of course, that is something. He's making his team. The question is where? So they have him right now as safety. So it's DeMar Hamlin's job on the line. Right? Because that's exactly who I'm looking at. I ain't looking at anywhere else but DeMar Hamlin. Or maybe that's unfair of me. Maybe that's unfair for me to say DeMar Hamlin right off the rip. Taylor Rapp, what the heck? Nah, listen, they tripping. They got Taylor Rapp and DeMar Hamlin as starters right now. Whatever. So then Cole Bishop, Derek Forrest, and then Jordan Hancock. Oh, it's a competition now, boy. Jordan Hancock is going to have to play his ass off. I mean, not really, because he got drafted, so he's going to be around. So DeMar Hamlin, sign him to a 1-year deal. They'll eat that dead cap if they need to. Derek Forrest has to come in, and I thought Cole Bishop would have been penciled in as a starter, but they got DeMar Hamlin penciled in. I think that's a respect thing. The guy was the starter last year. How could you not have him penciled in as a starter this year? That's a total insult. Hold on. I was a starter last year, and I go into this year's camp as the 4th string. How does that make sense? I beat him out, and I beat that guy out, and this guy's a rookie. So they have to put him in. But, I mean, I can read between the lines. Bro, your ass is on the line. Damar Hamlin's ass is on definitely on. I don't care about that depth chart, what it says. Your ass is on the line. Jordan Hancock, they brought that brother in because he could play it all. They brought in Derek Forrest because he couldn't get on with the Commanders. He certainly can get on right here. Damar Hamlin, it's going to be a tough one for you, bro. They may have brought you back on a 1-year deal, but you better show out. You better show out. I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Ryan Tucker says, yo, only 3.5 hours left to go on this night's episode, Rico. Yo, you wild, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, bro. I got to get up for work in the morning. Yo, Ryan, you're a fool, bro. Yo, only 3.5 hours, bro. You got it, man. Keep going. You think this is draft night? Draft night, I was putting 6-7 hours, bro. I've been doing what? It's been 4 or 5 years I've been doing this. It's crazy. Kim says, you're right. I got two mixed up. The two mixed up. Oh, I'm not sure who you're talking to, Miss Kim. Now, let me take a side note real quick. Week 3, Miami. I got a message. Week 3, Miami. Let me just get my phone out. Talk to my man Bot. Me and Bot, Z-Bot, that's my guy. We were chatting away, and we were discussing week 3 and what's going to take place. By the way, just a heads up. I know you guys love my guy, Dan Mitchell. Dan Mitchell is our dude. There is an event that the Round Table Sports is hosting and putting together. Guess who's joining the Round Table Sports for their event? That is correct. Me and my man Bot are going to be joining the festivities. We're going to crash the set, and I'm going to rake TD Fins across the coals. It's just going to be that. You will see us together for the first time. I'll be meeting these guys for the first time ever, and we going to have a good old time. These boys don't know. When it's time to turn up, we turn up. So right now, let me tell you guys, y'all can get tickets to come hang out with us and watch the game. I don't know if I told y'all this, but let me give you guys some information. I'm reading off my phone right now. Exclusive seating in the Caesar Sportsbook Lounge. You guys can get tickets there to watch the game with your boy Rico and your boy Bot, Dan Mitchell. If you guys are down for that, give me a hell yeah. So I ain't got to tell you nothing. I got nothing else to tell you. Oh, there's only 10 tickets left? No, there can't be 10 tickets left. If there's only 10 tickets left, y'all better get on it ASAP. Get on it ASAP. You know what I'm saying? And when I meet you there, we're going to arm wrestle, and we're going to make sure. I'll make sure I put you right through the table. Anyway, just want to take a side note. The event is going down. I'm going to bring my band, Kevin. If you guys want to meet Kevin, my boy Kev, we're going to get it rocking. Salute. Come join us. 10 tickets left now. We got to be better than that. They're gonna have to expand that thing. So my man, the Ralph Rant says Damar's looking at Forrest, Cam is looking at Hancock. Hell yeah. So here's the thing. I'm a big fan. I'm a very big fan. My man Flex says, yo, nah, Rico, you don't want to arm wrestle me. Yo, I used to be a pretty good arm wrestler back in the day, man. So it's just about technique. You don't got to be the biggest guy. You just got to have that right technique. Pop that bitch down, man. So, I mean, shoot. You know what I mean? We'll figure it out. Cam Lewis. Let me get into Cam Lewis before I get out of here. I like Cam Lewis coming out of UB. Feisty, smaller guy, not a big guy, but he's feisty and he's opportunistic. He will punch a football out of your hands. He will go for it. He's not afraid to tackle. He'll get nitty. He'll do all those things. I don't know. I think he's gonna be. If I'm Cam Lewis, I'm looking over my shoulder like this, saying, all right, I got to step my game up. But every now and then, I'm going to be looking over my shoulder. And that's how DeMar Hamlin's got to be. There's a few guys that have to be that way. I'm looking forward to it. But Cam, the one thing that stands out to me about Cam Lewis, and to this day, whenever his name gets brought up, and I feel for the brother because it's just what it is. Minnesota Vikings, Buffalo Bills, 4th and 18. Cam Lewis, Justin Jefferson, 4th and 18, balls thrown up. All you have to do is bat the ball down. Bat the ball down. Bat the ball down. Bat the ball down. What does Cam Lewis do? Cam Lewis tries to go and get the interception to get that dopamine, to get that love, to get that, I just sealed the game with the interception. My name is Cam Lewis. But all Cam Lewis did was get mossed. He got mossed. Not only did he get mossed, but that play led to the Vikings scoring and winning the game. And I like Cam. I'm a big fan of Cam. I interviewed Cam his rookie season. Cool cat. Big fan of him. I liked him coming out of he was UB wrapped up with a club and everything, man. I liked him. But that game kills me every time I think about it because it makes me think of Cam Lewis. And I don't want to have to think of that. I don't want to have to think of him that way. But it makes me think of him that way because of that game. So Cam Lewis absolutely is going to be looking over his shoulder like this. You know who else is looking over their shoulder? Dane Jackson. Dane Jackson is absolutely looking over his shoulder. By who? Dorian. You guys don't realize, man. This Dorian Strong cat is going to turn heads, in my opinion. The way they talk about him collegiately, and he's one of the better corners in the game. Why he dropped, I'm not too sure. But this boy is sticky when it comes to man-to-man coverage. He even had Max Hairston watching him how he does his thing. Well, you nice. So Dane Jackson, watch over your shoulder. Cam Lewis, watch over your shoulder. DeMar Hamlin, watch over your shoulder. Oh, by the way, Balin Spector, watch over your shoulder because Joe Andreessen's on your ass. Ooh, it's going to be fun this year. It's going to be fun. It is absolutely going to be fun. We'll see how it all plays out, baby. We'll see how it all plays out. By the way, there are several of you guys here hanging out with your boy, and I appreciate you guys. It's Tuesday night. We're just talking ball, man. It's off season. In the off season, there's not a whole lot to, to jive about. But we're here. We're here. Shout out to my man, to everybody. Stacey King, I see you. James the Mountain Man. James, are you talking about when we're going to the Miami game? Are you considering? It's a Thursday night game, though. I remember you said you were on the road. What, are you going to change it up on me? You going to change it up? So, yeah, it's a Thursday night game. Thursday night game for that. So, if you guys are looking to get tickets for the event for Thursday night with the round table, got to get for more information. Go email them for tickets at afcroundtable@gmail.com. afcroundtable@gmail.com. If you're looking for tickets to go to that game, we're going to be there. 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 By the way, if you're a friend of the show, Kim Betts came through and she's saying, smash that like. By the way, one thing I want to mention, we are looking to add a position to the Buffalo Fanatics, and it's not what you think. Nothing on screen, more so in the background, time stamping and clipping for reels. If you're good with editing and doing certain things, if you're in that realm of doing stuff like that, we're looking for an addition to add to the squad because I simply don't have the time. So we're looking to put something together, especially when the season starts. And this could turn into a paid position. I'm going to put it out there. Spread the news. If you know a little, one of your cousins or your nieces or someone that is really good with this whole social media stuff, hit us up. Let me know. Folks, before I get out of here, let me show some love to everybody that's tuned in. Love that you guys are hanging out with your boy. My man Flex said, I think Ed Oliver is the happiest guy right now. With TJ on the team, Ed should be eating. Let me tell you something. The way they are constructing this team is to absolutely become a menace towards these quarterbacks. And Ed Oliver should be leading the way. I think Ed Oliver is going to thrive this year. But competition allows you to do that because they brought in TJ Sanders not only to hold up the run a little bit, but get after the quarterback as well. So now you're going to have two attacking defensive tackles getting after it. And then you got big old Deion Walker. It's going to be fun. I don't know what they're going to do with that. It is going to be fun. It is absolutely going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very much looking forward to it. So that being said, folks, there are some gems on this team. If I miss someone that you feel is going to be an absolute gem, but nobody's talking about this person, nobody's talking about this player, fam, let me know. But the makeup of this team there's going to be some tough decisions to be made. That's why you do mini camp. That's why you do training camp. You've got to separate the boys from the men. And when it's all said and done, we go into week 1 ready to whoop ass on the Ravens. But and a whole lot of fans have the Bills losing to the Ravens in week 1. I, on the other hand, do not. I don't care if I beat you up for the MVP. I don't care if I knocked your ass out of the playoffs. Bills are going 1-0. And I'll tell you why Bills are going 1-0. Because I hate when my team starts 0-1. It's such a nasty look. I like to get the first win out of the way and away we go. 0-1, such nasty work. I hate it. Because 0-1, you go into week 2. Who do we got week 2? Week 2 against the freaking Jets. And you know how we play the Jets. It can be weird. And all of a sudden, we're 0-2. All hell breaks loose. Oh, the Bills are overrated. This is what I thought. Nah. We can't lose. We can't lose the first game. Look what happened to the Ravens. The Ravens, by week 5, think about it. For real. Think about it. When we played the Ravens week 4 last year, I think week 4, because we played the Texans at week 5. When we played the Ravens in week 4, the people were already talking about this is a must-win game for the Ravens. Did you guys hear this? That's exactly what took place. This is a must-win game for the Ravens. And it's not even week 5 yet. I do not want to start 0-1. I do not. I rebuke starting 0-1. We are going to whoop on the Ravens. We're not going to let Derrick Henry run amok. We're going to contain his old ass. And we're going to make sure that we leave 1-0 at home in Buffalo. Can't do it. I can't have us go 0-1. I just can't do it because I'll lose it. I'm already a nervous individual in the first place when it comes to watching this damn team. They go 0-1, and then the luck, our luck against freaking Justin Fields. I work with a guy named Justin Foster. That's why I said it. Justin Fields takes it to the Bills out of, that one game that we have no business losing and we do. It'd be that one. Of course it would be. Bills go 0-2. Oh, by the way, they go to face Thursday night against another freaking division foe with the Dolphins. Bro, I need that one win. I would imagine. Just imagine 0-3 Bills. And then we're going against the Saints game. The Bills need to win this game. Here come the Saints, just fueled up and saying, you know what? You saw how the Saints started last year. The Saints were on fire last year. Bro, no. 0-1 can't happen. We got to get that one. I don't care. F the Ravens. We got to whoop them. What's my guy Signified Nose? F the Ravens. We got to win. Signified Nose says, losing to the Raiders week 2 caused them to be the 3 seed. I'm telling you, man, we can't. The Ravens last year were in a mess. Once the minute they faced us, bro, it was do or die. That loss to the Raiders, like my man Signify said, caused them to be the 3 seed. Bro, we're trying to get the 1 seed. We're not losing to the Ravens. Never more. Anyway, I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. It was a short show, 1 hour. I tried to keep it at 1 hour mark. I'm a little over, but you guys catch the drift. There are gems on this team. If I missed somebody, you guys let me know. Let me know who think that should be, one of those guys. So, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll catch you guys potentially on Friday. I'm not sure what I mean. There's a few things going on the next few weeks that's got my Fridays tied up, but we're going to try to figure something out for y'all like we always do. So until next time, you guys have yourself a fantastic evening. Smash that like before you get out of here. And if you guys know someone that is into social media, does the editing and does the clips and does all that good stuff and is fancy like that, hit us up. Intern position open, can turn into a paid position. Y'all let me know. Roundtable Sports, my man Bot, myself, we're going to be joining Dan Mitchell and them boys. And the Bills better win that game. That's all I'm going to say. So, folks, until next time, it's your boy Rico. It's the Buffalo Fanatics. We'll catch you guys again Friday. Until next time, it's your boy. And I'm gone. Let's go.